as we now move on to the main event of last night's show. It is Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. We talked about this match loosely earlier prior to our official review of this matchup. And beforehand, I thought this was going to be a spectacular match, but it upped itself due to Cody's injury. And he cut a promo after the show that is circulating online right now that he made the decision to work with a torn pec that is torn off the bone. And when he revealed the full extent of his injury, the bruising, the purple, the red blending into one, that was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I knew something was up, but he couldn't do the full arm raise for his pyro. He was hurting then, but when you take off that robe and you see the discoloration on his skin, he might have said, I can't bleed externally, but damn it, you're going to see it internally. Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah, this, once you saw the bruising and you kind of saw how he was coming out, and even when he did his whoa, he only threw up the one arm, and that was, you knew what was coming. But even when he took the jacket off, you didn't really know the severity until you saw it, man. And we touched on that earlier. And this match was this guy literally went out there and had a match with one arm. When you really think about it, he had a match with one arm, and regardless of whether he was drugged up, full of adrenaline, he went out there and had a match with one arm. Shout out to Seth Rollins, man, who was able to do his part and make sure that Cody was protected, was safe. The shots that he took, most of those, you could tell a lot of that was landing on his left side first before it would catch his right arm to, kind of minimize the impact. But Cody still had to take the brunt of that, man. Like I said, no more Cody slander. It won't be standing for it. Won't take it. Any reparations that he wants, he has earned for him and his wife. Whenever she wants to have her open mic night, Cody has earned that for her. He has earned that reparation for Brandy whenever she wants to come out and just have open mic night. So, again, this match was excellent. And I think he earned a lot of people, a lot more respect than what he has from a lot of people. And I think, like we talked about, whenever he does come back and because he's got to take time off, but whenever he does come back, that reaction he's going to get is going to be incredible.
It really is. And we have to talk about Seth Rollins, who was the perfect troll once again. This dude had the audacity to wear polka dots to taunt Cody. This troll is spectacular. From the Shield theme and the fit at the Royal Rumble to this last night in Chicago, Seth Rollins is one of the best damn trolls in professional wrestling today.
Let's just call it what it is. Seth Rollins is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world today. People don't want to say it. People don't like to say it because they don't like Seth Rollins. They think, they think he's too much of a company guy. And it's almost like, how can you say somebody from WWE is one of the best wrestlers in the world? Well, you watch a match like this tonight, and that shows you why he's one of the best in the world. He has delivered every time he's had a big match. He's had, 2 Hell in a Cell matches in the last year? Both have been bangers. One had one guy with one arm, and the other had a guy who's 50 years old. Seth Rollins is that guy. Say what you want. He is that guy and deserves all the flowers that he gets, regardless of how you feel about him being a company guy or any of that. He proves his worth every time he steps between those ropes, especially when it's big match time. Seth Rollins is that dude, man.
Yes, and shout out to Corey Graves as well on commentary. He did one of his best calls last night, and it came from a real place of emotion. Shout out to him. And Seth Rollins, otherworldly, that's my word for him. Corey used that word last night at the end of this match. Otherworldly is the way to describe it, because they basically delivered the match they was going to give you prior to this injury, but the injury added so much more drama, and we had Cody taking bumps on that bat pack against the Hell in a Cell structure itself. We got Seth busting out a polka dot belt to whip Cody with repeatedly, and I love the downtime to give Cody moments to breathe in between all of the pain he was going through. Then we get cowbell. We get cowbell in the match. You gotta love it. We got a bull rope in the match. We got bells attached to it, and we got Cody telling Seth, you wrap this goddamn rope around your wrist. We're fighting right now. And they're going back and forth. It's a battle. We got table spots. Seth goes through a table by missing the splash. Cody gets powerbombed through a table for a very close near fall. And the action is just getting crazier and crazier. And the fans at first, when they first saw the bruising, they were like, oh God. They were silent. It was hushed inside that building. They did not know what to do because it was very uncomfortable watching this match. But due to both men putting in that work, this became one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches I've ever seen. Cody might have delivered one of the greatest performances in WWE history. And the chemistry, I say it again, the chemistry between Cody and Seth is special. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, they bring out the best in each other. Injured or not, this was a masterpiece in professional wrestling. And after all of the teasing dating back to AEW, Cody hits a goddamn pedigree in this match with a torn pec. That was poetic.
Yeah, and well, I think part of that was he wasn't able to lift him up for a Tiger Driver anyway with that torn pec. There's no way he was holding him up for that. So that made sense for him to hit the pedigree. And I kind of wish he would have hit the pedigree and then went right into the sledgehammer shot. I think that would have just been a nice little tie-in right there. But everything else, I mean, it was fine for what it was. Again, great match, man. Cody really, really gutted it through. We got a strap match in the middle of it. We got the cowbell, tribute to Dusty right there. It was fitting for him to smack Seth Rollins with it, for him wearing the outfit to begin with. Just an excellent match, man. Cody is a masterclass when it comes to kind of psychology and breaking stuff down. And it was just a really good job of keeping the energy there. And the crowd kind of thought, I think there was a shift, kind of like maybe Seth Rollins is going to win this because Cody's going to be out for a little bit. So good job there. Great way to end the show and really good way to end the weekend.
Yes. And one more note about the finish of this match. We had Cody hit Seth with the sledgehammer, and the dueling crossroads from Seth and Cody were outstanding, popping the crowd even more. Cody hits one more for the win on top of the sledgehammer shot to the head. That was a great finisher. And I'd be remiss not mentioning the curb stomp near finishes as well to Cody. The near falls had this crowd going, and so did I, because I thought to myself, if Cody's hurt, maybe Seth wins outright. But no, Cody sweeps the series, and they had an epic Hell in a Cell match to wrap up this show. And Cody delivered a performance of a lifetime. I will say, outside of what he did against Dustin at Double or Nothing 3 years ago, this might have been his signature performance ever, and that is saying a lot. And Seth Rollins is his dream opponent. They just click in every way. You don't fake chemistry like that. It's got to be built from a real place. And you know the relationship that Seth had with Dusty. It's real close, and Cody had a real life animosity towards that because Dusty had NXT kids there that he loved, and they were Dusty kids. And Cody had a deep resentment for that for a very long time. And to deliver a match against one of Dusty's NXT kids, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and you're injured, that was just special shit from Cody and Seth last night in Chicago.